his way home on wheels, Booz boozed his and clear judgments. What will happen? He boomed his brand new car and he sent him home to rest in peace. I don't know if you understand. It's a poem that teaches moral lesson. I think it's a poem meant for people to understand that you should celebrate moderately. That's one thing you should learn there. Secondly, I think it's a poem that you should understand that don't drive and drink, and don't drink and drive. Are you still there? Thank God he boomed his brand new car and he sent him home with his friends. Sent him home to rest in peace. That's a didactic poem. We still have lots of them, loads and loads of all these poems, plenty of them. So take your time, check, and you will enjoy them. We have ballad. Ballad is a narrative poem that tells a story, usually in form of a song. Ballad is a narrative poem that tells a story, usually in form of a song. Now, there's this beautiful long poem. Long poems, you know. If you look at The Proud King by William Morris, in a far country that I cannot name, and a year long ages passed away, a king that dwelt in rest and ease and fame, and richer than the emperor is today. The very thought of what I might say, from dusk to dawn kept many a lord awake, is a story about a proud king. The king was so proud that he said, the throne of my fathers was like the kennel of my dog. That is it. My father's was like where my dog is living now. That is it. At the point, he woke up one morning, considering all his gold, everything. He said nobody dare talk to him about his life. But one thing I like that is even making him swell his head. He said, on the dais must he sit alone. He sits on the throne alone, for no one dares talk to him about his life. Why? Because who was he when he first sat on the throne? And he was wedded to a noble wife. The wife too is a royalty. One day the poet says, got up and considered many a royal thing. And I am not God, since I can live at ease. And that thing made God to get angry. And so at once he slept and woke up, not remembering none of the previous things. And this man, he told his servant, he said, today we will sport and let's run. And his horse was what a kingdom's gift. This fine horse, it outrun every other horse. And he found himself in the middle of nowhere, looking at the beautiful fish swimming inside the fine stream. And he said, this is a fine place to swim, to enjoy nature. Off his robe, he took them off, his crown and signet ring, his foot, and he tied his horse to a neighboring tree. And he sport into the water leisurely to enjoy nature. Now his servants came looking for him somewhere where they saw the split into two. They said the king must have taken this way, whereas the king took this way. They went to look for their king, and they saw a king on the road, exactly dressed in their king's robe, their king's clothes, their king's horse, their king's face, and they followed him to the palace. And my king is here swimming. After swimming, he came out to go home. My clothes and my horse, well, if I get you, I'll discipline if I get to my kingdom. In my mind, I say you should just remain calm a little, because you won't find this thing. And the man screamed, who has taken this? Nobody to talk. The poet said the only people that answered were the little birds whistling their song. The man waited, thinking, knowing not what to do. And he sat down, looking. At a point, it's getting dark. He said, let me go home, with his nakedness. No horse, no clothes, nothing. And I'm going home. He saw many people on the road. They see him as a beggar. They threw some coins at him. But he still saying, don't throw that thing at me, I'm King Jovinian. They say, hey, if the king hears this, you're in trouble. My face, don't they know my face? And the poet say, the God we serve can alter thy face and alter the face of those you know. And the man, he gets to his palace. I want to enter. They say, hey, they hold him. You're a beggar, you're a madman. You can't go to the palace like this. Go and put on some rag. I'm your king. You went out with me yesterday. What is going on? He said, hey, we don't know you. In fact, let's take this man to the king. And they go to the king. The poet say, we see the king with his wife. And he said, hey, this is my throne. He saw his own face in another man's face. What's happening here? The fake king said, my queen, do you know this madman? He said, I don't know. Hey, say, my wife, you don't know me, no problem. Take him out. I don't want to punish him. I would have killed you, but let me leave you. They take him out. And he gets to a priest's house. He said, oh, this priest, I built this house for him. My priest, look at what I mean. I'm King Jovinian, don't you know me? He said, who are you? Don't claim to be a king. We don't know you. He said, but I built it. You know me. He said, I don't know. Get out of here. And he's confused. And he stays outside for 3 days. He has not put anything in his mouth. He has not put on clothes. Alive. And he said, God, if only you can just have mercy, I will not be proud again. And after saying that, we don't know how it happened. He went back to the priest. The priest said, you are King Jovinian. And God has spoken to that man. And he said, come, I don't have enough. Eat this little corn. Can you? He said, I will eat it. I've not eaten anything for 3 days. And he ate the little corn. I don't have good clothes. Can you please put on this little rag? And he put it on. No fine horse like the one you like, but take my donkey. Go back to your palace. They will recognize you. He get to the palace. The guard said, look at the king. You know, he said he would disguise himself today. He said he would disguise that. We don't let him just watch what is going on. And he gets to the palace. He said, I'm going. Let this fake king leave the palace for me. Let him just leave. He got there. The man is still there with the wife. The wife is sleeping. And he looked. He cannot see the man's face again. It's like gold. And he said, hey, since I created you, I've been watching you. I've been watching your ways. I waited till time, but he refused. He gave you a warning. Don't let it repeat itself. And the man disappeared. And the wife woke up. He said, my husband, we've been looking for you. The food is ready. The lords are waiting for you. He said, but 2 days ago, you remembered me not. So okay, let me not stretch this thing. And he became a king again. And he called the scribes. He said, look for the golden pen and put this thing down and put it in the archive of the king. So that anybody that comes will not make that same mistake. You don't joke with God, you know. That's just the idea. And that's a ballad, long poem that can teach you lessons in form of a story. Now we have Limerick. That's a fine poem, the longest poem, one of the longest poems. It has 849 lines. 849 lines. The poem like from here to here, one poem. Interesting. So now Limerick. A limerick is a short humorous poem of 5 lines. And the rhyme scheme must be A, B, B, A. A limerick is a short poem of 5 lines whose rhyme scheme must be A, B, B, A. Yeah. Limerick is a short poem of 5 lines, humorous poem of 5 lines. And the rhyme scheme of a limerick must be A, B, B, A. It must be funny. If it's not funny, then it's not a limerick. It must be short. If it's not short, it's not a limerick. It must rhyme A, B, B, A. If it does not, it's a limerick. How? You know, on music I dote. Said the lion. The lion said, I dote. Said, I love music so much. Lion says, I love music. On music I dote. But something is wrong with my throat. Lion said, I love music. But something is wrong with my throat. When I practice a skill, if I want to sing at all, it's not cool and flee at the I love music, but on my truth. When I believe not to run on, in fact, I want to start. So it must be short, it must be amusing, and it must rhyme. Then as for beauty, I'm not a star. I'm talking about a poem. Yes, let's personalize it. As for beauty, I'm not among those that are handsome. No problem. As for beauty, me, myself, I'm not a star. Because there are others more by far. Yeah. There are others more handsome by far. But my face, I don't mind it. I don't care. Because I'm behind it. Because I'm not seeing the face. So if you say it's not fine, that's your business. It's the people in front of me I frighten. That is another word for jar. It's the people in front of me I jar. That's a limerick. A, B, B, A. It must be amusing. It must rhyme. And it must be short. Don't mistake it to be this man's poem, Ibadan. That's JP Clark, my friend. J.P. Clark died some years ago. If you read his poem, Ibadan, running splash of rust and gold, flung and scattered among 7 hills, like broken china in the sun. Yeah, I'll show you the poem, one of the shortest poem ever written. Short poem. If you see that poem, the poem has 5 lines. Some people that don't know about poetry, they've been saying the poem is a limerick. No, but take note, it's not a limerick because it's not following the rule of limerick. Yes. If you see it, all right, I think I've seen it. Ibadan. Poem, all right. If you see the poem, it has just 5 lines. 5 lines. Poem. You know, creative poem at that. You know, the guy tried to talk about different, talk about place. You know, it's one kind of poet that like talking about place. He wrote one poem before called Agbo Dancer. J.P. Clark is an Ijaw from Kiagbodo in Patani government area of Delta State. Kiagbodo, Ijaw. But I'm surprised of his concerning his creativity. You know, this man, he wrote about Agbo Dancer, talking about, he said, see how dance to the throb of a drum, tippling to the high brainstem, down linear vein to ancestral chord, talking about African dancer. But Agbo, trying to still rep the fact that he's from Delta State. It's a good one for him. Then look at Ibadan. Ibadan, running splash of rust and gold, flung and scattered among 7 hills, like broken china in the sun. That's just the poem. 5 lines. But it's not a limerick. So don't just think, don't go and make a mistake and say Ibadan limerick. No, it does not follow the rules of limerick. Okay, if we go to the next one, rhythm. Rhythm, rhythm, rhythm. Rhythm is used to describe the beat in poetry. The musical beat in poetry. Beat in poetry. Yes, musical beat in poetry. If you talk of rhythm, you're talking about song, talking about dance, talking about beats. Any poem that has good rhythm must be musical in nature. You know our popular children poem, Odroja is dead and gone to the grave. Gone to the grave, they planted a mango tree over his head. That one has rhythm, you see? Then who sat and watched my infant head when sleeping on my cradle bed and tears of sweet affection shed my mouth. That's rhythm. Fine one. Crossing the Bar by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Sunset and evening star. And one clear call for me. And may there be no moaning of the bar when I put out to sea. But such a moving seems asleep, too full for sound and foam. When that we drew from out the boundless deep turns again home. Twilight and evening bell. And after that the dark. And may there be no farewell when I embark. But though from forth of time and place, the flood may bear me far. I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar. That's it's also a kind of elegy. I hope my prayer every day is, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar. Definitely we all will cross the bar one day. So his hope is even on this earth. One day evening will come, sun sets and evening star. One day sun will set, and if that time comes, one clear call for you. Death must call, one clear call. You will not mistake it. They will not call you and say, who is it called? It's you. Sunset and one clear call for me. But look at the biggest prayer point. And may there be no sadness or farewell. He said, okay, sunset and evening star and one call for me. He said, I pray as I'm going, my farewell should not be that of sadness. Should not be, hey, this man, I did not, I just pray should make heaven. He did not achieve anything, he did not do this. May there be no sadness or farewell when I embark on my journey. That twilight and evening bell, and after that, the dark. After that, darkness. The sun did not just stay there one day. The sun is growing every day. As the wave is pushing sun out. What if the wave is not coming like this, it's going like this? If it's going like this, it will be gathering sand. The sun may block the water in the middle. And it can disturb a ship. As the ship is going, the propeller of the ship, if it hits that sand, there will be trouble. So he said, definitely, whether you like it or not, your ship will see that sandbar. And when it crosses the bar, the prayer is for us to meet with our Creator face to face, because there's a pilot there. So that is the rhythm. It's a poem. Rhythm is a device. It's a poetic element used to bring out the musical effects of poem. Not all of them has rhythm. For instance, a government driver on his retirement does not have rhythm. Many years on wheel in faithful service to his fatherland. Today, no rhythm. But they picked a canny up one morning, beat him soft like clay, and stuffed him down the belly of a waiting jeep. What business of mine is it, so long they don't take the yam from my sovereign? But if you don't know, you just say they picked a canny up one morning, beat him soft like clay. You need to study the poem very well to understand. Look at, you see stress and unstressed level. Check the way they arrange their words. You will know if you can sing this as a song. And if you sing it, it makes it stick to your brain the more. Because if you're an English student, you need to be able to recite all your poems. Because if you're writing your exam, they will ask you theory questions, discuss this poem a didactic poem. As you are discussing, you must bring out lines from your poem to back yourself up. That is the beauty of you memorizing. Some of our teachers will tell you, there's no point memorizing, just understand the poem. That's dirty talk. You should have all your poems in your head. If I teach my students, if I teach you, your 12 poems be in your head, or you call your parents to school to tell me why you won't learn my poems. And you must learn my poems or you pay for it. One poem to pay like, let's say like $100 or $100,000. I'll bill you the money that you cannot pay. And I'll give you like 2 days to pay the money, $100,000. If you don't pay it, you leave my school. That's some millions of naira. If you don't pay it, you leave my school. And if you don't come to the next 2 days, you're in another problem. If I teach you poetry today, you must recite it tomorrow. That's the idea. 849 lines poem. I have some students that finish the poem. The poem that if you are writing it, you are going to buy this note like 2 to copy the poem. Normal poem, see like 14 line poem. This is a poem. If I show you the poem here, William Morris, the Proud King, he will see poem. Fear will catch you. You know, this is a pageant of longer. Yes, this, okay, William Morris, William Morris, William Morris. If you see William Morris, let me know. All right. I'll show you so that you know that we are not joking here. Must see it and show it. Here we have just long poems inside this place. So William Morris wrote only one poem here. A very fine poet. Fine one. Aha. Page 110. All right. Can you imagine? All right. If you see his poem, oh God. Okay. I'm going to read. You read it. In fact, if you read, you just get tired. And you must come to my school the next time you come. Oh boy. Tell you, yes, can you recite your poem for me? If you cannot recite it, you're in trouble. If you cannot recite my poem, big trouble for you. You see it? Hold on. All right. The poet tries to do that poem. Aha. Did the poem in, let me see, 7 stanzas per line, about over 100 and something stanzas. That's not the longest poem in this life. We have the poem by this guy. What's his name? John Milton. John Milton was a blind poet. He became blind at the age of 40-something. He died at the age of 40-something. But inside his blindness, he wrote the world's longest poem. He wrote, what's this poem? Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost has book 1 to book 12. Book 1 has it inside blindness. Oh, look at the issue now. What's the poem all about? Paradise Lost. He said this poem is the motivation came when man lost paradise. When man was in the Garden of Eden and he lost it. Then the part 2 is Jesus Christ came and restored paradise. That's paradise regained. You know, he said in his words, when I consider how my life is spent, half my days in this dark world and wide, and this one talent which is only but death to hide. So if I remember how my light died before half of my days in this dark world, And this, the only thing that can stop this talent is death, not blindness. So if a blind man can put his name, put his footprint on the sand of time, put his name in great books, then people that have eyes to see, it is well, you know. So we have some of these works. Then look at, we've done reading now. Look at verse. Verse is another word for poetry. But you know why we stop at verse? Why we just call it verse? In case you are using it to describe one or two things about poetry. Now, if you look at this one, verse means poetry. You understand? Now, what is poetry? Poetry, if you look at this, if you look at poetry, they don't write it in form of like chapters and paragraphs. They put it in different, just in stanzas and lines. So your stanzas can look like, that's why they refer to as verse, different parts. You see? So a poem, you know, as you are singing your song, verse 1, verse 2, and chorus, and you're singing your song little by little. That's how poetry also came. Look at Proud King. Look at, see one poem. See poem. One poem just like this. Whereas, if you see some people poem, but this poem refuses to end. Interesting poem. One poem. If you are copying it, those students in those days, as they copy, they'll be, sir, please now, just let's say, if I give you blue. Because WAEC will not ask you whether you stop or not. As you are copying poems, something in your head, that's just my own idea. And the assignment is, copy my Proud King. I'll pity you. Proud King is long, so I'll give you a week to copy it. Copy it for 1 week. As you are coming on Monday, my good morning, sir, is Proud King. If you cannot greet me like that, you're in trouble. If you are bringing your mommy to school, or you bring some kind of money that will pay your school fees, yeah. Or you stop attending literature class. So I go for good, I must attend literature class. You see students. Oh, I miss them, man. You see them every time they will carry book. During break, they will hold book as they are going to the cafe to buy something. They are with poetry book. They sit down, so they will carry it. Okay, recite for me. Let me hear first. And that's how they are doing. But today, those days are gone. So look at this poem. So it's another word for poetry. Now, do you know how we call it verse? So I can get something. How? Types of verse. A rhymed verse is a poem that has perfect rhyme. Just like some that I've been reciting since. A poem with a perfect rhyme is a rhymed verse. That's a rhymed verse. A rhymed verse has perfect rhyme. For instance, we have a poem Crossing the Bar by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Sunset and evening star. And one clear call for me. And may there be no moaning of the bar when I went out to sea. What's the rhyme scheme? Sunset and evening star. And one clear call for me. And may there be no moaning of the bar when I went out to sea. What's the rhyme scheme? A-B, thank you. For such a tide as moving sleep. Oh, I like that. He said in life, there are some things. You see the tide. The tide is moving. Meaning that life is good gradually. But think it's just there. You wake up in the morning, you wear clothes, you eat food, you are bouncing. It's moving. You don't know it's moving. You think it's asleep. Repent now. Do the right thing now. Help the poor now. You think there's still time. It's moving. He said, but such a tide as moving seems asleep, too full for sound and foam. As in the activities, they are too much for you to understand that life is moving. You are just lucky. We are just lucky that we have the nature of God. God is to live eternally. And because of that nature of God, you don't die. He keeps you alive. That's why you sleep and wake up. But if you can know him the more, you will not die. If you sleep here, you wake up somewhere. You know? Such a tide that's moving, it's too full for sound and foam. When that we drew from out the boundless deep, again home. He said one day, you come out from this place called sea, this sea that has no end. As in this world that is so big, you draw yourself out and you turn back to meet your creator. But say twilight and evening bell, and after that, the dark. Very soon, twilight will come. It will be as if you see the small lights, night will start coming, and after that, the evening bell will sound, bang, it's time to go home. And after that, darkness will come. Is the death. And may there be no sadness or farewell, my God, when I embark. So I'm going, just like that poet says, don't mourn for me when I am dead, for you shall hear the solemn bell. If I'm dead, you hear the sound, bang, bang, that somebody has gone. Say, but you know what you do for me? Please, give warning to the world that I am fled from this vile world with vilest worm to dwell. Help me warn the world that I have left this dirty world where wicked worms are eating people, where wicked people are destroying things. Don't mourn for me when I'm dead. Who can say that? A man that has prepared himself. If you prepare yourself, say, come, if I die, just thank God that I'm going home. Be happy for me. Don't mourn for me when I'm dead. For I shall hear the bell calling me home. But give warning to the world that I am fled. I'm running away from this vile world, this wicked world, with violet worm to dwell, with most wicked people, most wicked things are living here. Warn them that they should be over, because me, I'm going. Don't mourn for me. I want to live that kind of life. My deathbed, when the time comes, tell them, don't cry for me. I'm going somewhere. You see, so you too make plans so that you will see your face to face. You think we are just those guys are writing something? The pastors preach to you in church, refuse to listen. At least teachers in school, maybe one will work. You know, that's the idea. Yes, one will work. He said after, you know what? The biggest one, the wave of life is too heavy that you don't hear the sound that the bell will still be rung one day. Activities going from party to party, jumping up and down. You forget that one day they will ring the bell. And if they ring the bell, you won't be able to meet your pilot face to face. Pilot will say, you say, what are you? Who are you? He said, God, it's me. I'm your daughter. I'm your son. Say, no. When I created you, you were dark. I'm seeing a fair person. What happened? Are you? Who is this? Hey, I don't know you. You told God, God, when you created me, you gave me, you don't know how to their old school life. They refuse to grow. They refuse to change. Who can't stay? The man say, I should be glad of another death. It's better for us to embark on that journey again and suffer again to achieve another laurel. That's how the poem ends. Look at that kind of poem. It's a free verse, no rhyme, but the message has been passed. You see, it's a message of determination. You need determination to strive, keep pushing. The title is The Journey of the Magi. Yes, by the time you get that CD, if you've not gotten my CD, get it. If you get, maybe if you don't have it and you can access, you can play it at home, then get one copy before you leave the class today. Get one copy. We have The Journey of the Magi there. I took my time. I brought in Nollywood celebrities, big superstars, and we shot some of those poems in form of movie, and we discussed those poems. I did a kind of fine teaching, of which all over Nigeria, people have been buying. The more they watch it, the more they learn, and it has been helpful. So this particular poem, The Journey of the Magi, is inside. You're going to see the videos, see the pictures, everything. You will see that in life, you need to keep pushing. And at the end, you must get to your final bus stop. We have the last one, which is blank verse. The blank verse is a kind of poem written in iambic pentameter. And without rhyme. It's a type of poem written in iambic pentameter without rhyme. Iambic pentameter is when you have 5 iambic feet in a line. Take note, 1 iambic foot has 2 syllables, 2 iambic feet, 4 syllables, 3 iambic feet, 6 syllables, 4 iambic feet, 8 syllables, 5 iambic feet, 10 syllables. Example of iambic foot is, in a far country that I cannot name, and in a year long ages far away, a king dead dwelt in rest and ease and fame, and richer than the emperor is today. You see it? The very thought of what this man might say from dusk till dawn kept many a lord awake. For fear of him did many a great man quake. Young was he when he first sat on the throne, and he was wedded to a noble wife. You see it? So poets, they are not joking for them to take time to work out things like this. So now, if you want to do blank verse, you will make sure that your lines are iambic pentameter lines, 10 syllables per line, rhyme. You see, a blank verse does not have rhyme, and it has 10 syllables per line. That's the idea. Because in objective questions, these things will keep popping up. If you can know all my literary terms, all of this, I've done this thing more than, we fill this board. We can't count them. So if you can know all of this, plenty of this, if you grab any literature in English question, sorry for the question, you know. Now we have memoir. Memoir is the smaller form of autobiography. An autobiography is the true life account of a person written by himself. You see it? A true life account of a person written by himself. So we have example, we have African Child written by Kamara Lai from Guinea. We have Black Boy written by Richard Wright of United States of America. We have Zambia Shall Be Free written by Kenneth Kaunda, the first president of Zambia. We have My Command written by Olusegun Obasanjo, one-time president of Nigeria, you know, and many more autobiographies. It's a book in which a writer gives a true life account of himself by himself. Now, if you don't want it to be too voluminous, then make it a memoir. Memoir is a smaller form of autobiography, kind of handbook, you know, smaller form of autobiography. Yeah, most memoir, they are not just like half of this small book, easy to read, interesting. That's a memoir. Yeah, look at fiction. Fiction in literature is used to talk about imagination, imagined works. When a work of art is based on fiction, told you guys time start number, don't bring phone to my class. If you are bringing phone, there's no crime in there. If you're coming with phone, put your phone on silent. You know, you have the right to go with your phones, but regulate it. All right, fiction. A work of fiction is based on the author's imagination. Fiction are not based on facts. The author is the God here. He creates, he kills, he makes life. He gives them names. He builds the location. He does everything. You know, a fictional imagination. He decides what he wants to happen. If he wants a character to succeed, he will succeed. If he wants him to die, he will die. So that is that about that. Now, that's work of fiction. We have series of them, plenty types of fiction. Then as you move on, we have what we call monologue. 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 Monologue is a dramatic technique used when a character on stage speaks to the audience. When you address the audience, you know, a character on stage talks to the audience. So especially chorus. When a chorus comes out, a chorus is a character that reads our epilogue and prologue. It comes out, it tells you, ladies and gentlemen, the play you're about to watch right now is titled so and so. Please, as you're watching this, try to understand that there is this and other. And at the end of the play, it comes out, we believe you've enjoyed this play. Please, if there's any way we have hurt some of you, maybe we'll use some of your names in the play. Please, we did not intend to do so. It's just a coincidence. And please, if we have touched any part of you, maybe the way we're acting, you think we're talking about you, we are so sorry. So please just enjoy this play with us and thank you. That's epilogue. So that kind of display is called monologue. You see, a poem, most poems are monologues. Look at Dining Table, written by Barnabas Hallowell of Sierra Leone. The man says, dinner tonight comes with gun wound. He's talking to the people, all of them seated there. Those that are causing war, fighting war, doing nonsense things, shedding blood. Dinner tonight, you can see us. Dinner tonight comes with gun wound. All of us look at bullet wound in your head. Some hands have been cut, things everywhere, because nobody wants to talk. People are killing each other, and we are looking at it. We think it's normal because it's not touching you, because you are not where the thing is happening, and we are happy. One day it will touch you, and when it touches you, you are going to know what is happening. A guy with bandage on his head, with death everywhere. People are crying. Children are crying. He said, dinner tonight. Want to eat tonight. Every night we'll gather together to eat. But tonight's own, it comes with gun wounds. Our desert tongue, our tongues have been dried. Desert tongue, we have oxymoron there. Your tongue can never be dry. It's not possible. But now we have desert tongue. Meaning that because of that war, because of the war, we've never tasted water. We've been hungry. And instead of this desert tongue to eat food, to drink water, it says our desert tongue, lick the vegetable blood. We are supposed to eat vegetable, but it's blood instead. The vegetable we are eating is laced with blood. He said the pepper in this food we are eating, the pepper is strong enough to push scorpion up our head. Look at it. We have cooked the food. Look at the food. Some no fathers again. Some their hands have been cut. According to J. Lack in his own poem, he said thousands are burning in the fire that have no say in the matter. I don't know if you get that. Thousands are burning in the fire that had no say in the matter. Many people that are burning in the fire of today's war across the world, they had no say in the matter. Look at Gaza. You are not dead though, but you are seeing your grave. You are not dead though, but you are seeing your grave first. Maybe before the person died, they bury him in 3 different graves. Lord have mercy. You see? He said the table that gathers us. Okay, the pepper is strong enough to push scorpions. That's hyperbole. To push scorpion up our head. Guests, the people that have gathered to eat, guests look into the oceans of bowls. They look at the big bowl of blood, bowl of injury, bowl of fatherlessness, bowl of destroyed schools, they destroyed everything. Look into the oceans of bowls as vegetables die on their tongue. They put food in their mouth. They want to eat, but what you are seeing cannot make you swallow the food. Now look at it. He said, the table that gathers us is an island where gorillas walk the land and crocodiles surf. It's an island where soldiers keep patrolling. And you're afraid to meet, you cannot go where the soldiers are. If you want to dive into the water, we have big crocodiles inside. What do we do? Say, children from alphabet are dying with us. Even small children are supposed to be in school. They are involved in this pain. Children from alphabet are dying with us. Switchblades in their eyes, silence in their voices. That's the biggest pain. If you see their eyes, it's like, you know switchblade? That knife that you press and it comes out. Their eyes, it's like knife that can cut you. They are very angry. They kill their father. They saw them kill their mother, kill their father. If they grow up, they will kill people. They don't talk. Switchblades in their eyes, silence in their voices. They won't say anything, but they are living people. Let us grow. And we grow. Look at Tutsi and Hutsi. Hutu and Tutsi. You can Google it. War is an ill wind that blows nobody any good. Look at Tutsi and Hutu in 1994, Rwanda. Rwanda genocide. It's not far here. When people were watching football, USA 94, they were killing people in Rwanda. But we don't know. Only our soldiers knew. Nigerian soldiers, ECOMOG. That's why we are the giant of Africa. Though some of us, we don't value, you are saying, these countries, Oga, Africa, they value Nigeria. The world value Nigeria. There's nothing happened that Nigerian soldiers will not go for peacekeeping. They went to Ghana. They went to Rwanda. They've been going to places. Our soldiers went to Rwanda for peacekeeping too. They went to the Congo. As for Obasanjo and Buhari, they went there. You see? Now, switchblades in their eyes, silence their voice. The poet say, he says, if you kill everybody, by the time everybody dies, who will be the one remaining that you, the leaders, will be leading, that you'll be talking to? You know, it's not really easy. The same thing, that's what Okimba Launko said in his poem. What's that poem? End of War. He says, a war only ends when another war begins. That's the problem. The silence of the battlefield aroused the widow's anguish. You know that if war ends, people should be happy. But this one, that if the war ends, the widow will start crying. Because you've killed the husband. Now what do we do? The man said, for to set question is not as easy as finding answer. Said our war has ended. When they want to, little by little, they are starting a war. They will not agree. Let them fight. Some of you will even be saying it. No, the best thing is for us to fight war. Let us fight war. I'm sorry for you. For those that are praying for war, please, war will go to their houses. Like me, I don't want war. If you see war, you will run. Ask your parents that saw Biafra war. You will run. You will stay. You will be praying for death. Death will not even come. You will not eat food and you will not die. There's a museum as big as this. You see only skull there. Real skull, not artwork. You see hip as high as this place. Only cutlass that they used to kill people. You'll be begging them. They want to shoot you. If they want to cut matches, say, please, use gun. Please don't use cutlass. You'll be negotiating. You know, I read one, The Shadows of Imania. I need to look for that book. Shadows of Imania. Talked about that incident. These soldiers, they hold somebody's leg here. They hold this place and they touch you. You see the problem? And we don't want to see it. We can just come together. Hutu and Tutsi. Rwanda genocide of 1995. So Nigeria, Civil War 1967, 1970. And war cooking up. Currently, things are going on in the Middle East. People are dying every day. And those of us that we can be able to go to the market and buy food. Some people are going through pain. Go to different parts and we are not talking. People are living it. Okay. So they're in pain. It's telling them. Talk to them. Let's stop this war. Let's just stop. Some are fighting for gain. According to Lucky Dube, he said, leaders fighting wars anytime they want. Some for their rights, some for fun, and for their own glory. Can you see that? Letting people die for the wrong that they do, always painful. People are dying for the wrong that some of these leaders have done, always painful. That's why I say, come on now, little boy. Say your prayers before you sleep. And little boy went down on his knees and he said, oh Lord, now I'm laying me down to sleep. I pray to God my soul to keep. But if I die before I wake, I pray to God my soul to keep. Because it's living in the crazy world. Because we are living in a crazy world. Animals don't fight. You see ants, ordinary ants. If an ant is coming, like another one is coming, they greet each other. Or if you not seen them, they will do like they will greet. But human being, I've been watching documentary. I've not seen giraffe fight giraffe. I've not seen zebra fight zebra. Before it's lion fight lion, it is rare. But human being, any small thing you see, oh God, it's itself. The problem now is that God created us in His image. I don't know if God is fighting like that. I don't know if that is the image of. One thing is that maybe, when God created us, He called everybody. That's one big. God does not make mistakes, but I don't know. If He had known, He would have just done it by Himself. When He created goat is normal. He created goat by Himself. Created fowl by Himself. Created eagle by Himself. But when He came to our turn, He said, let us make man. And some people came. Devil was still there. Lucifer, all they came together and sin. And they made man together. Some of them made, as many only they do. Oh Lord. Only nobody called them so that they will bear witness. Why did He call this? Let us make man. And they came together. But when He created goat and He said, let the sea bring forth fish, only He was doing His thing. You see, let the field bring forth creeping things. He did not say, let us make creeping things. When He came to it, He thought you are normal. He thought human being would be normal. That's why after He created us, He said, I regret creating these people. But He didn't say so for animal. He didn't say so for animal. But you know that human being on a matter that is. He just look at, I regret creating man, but no problem. Let's see whether things can turn around. All right, aside is a dramatic technique. Aside, we do aside every day. Some of you, especially women that are backbiting, doing amebo, they like aside. Aside is one technique employed by a playwright, used like this. Aside is a technique is where one or more characters on stage, you understand, they detach themselves from some characters on stage to say or do what the other characters will not know, but the audience must know about it. How? Your father is telling you, my daughter, my son, you're going back to school, behave well. I don't have enough now, but I will still send you some money. Just let's say for 2 months, and you're waiting, and father brings money, and what I have here is 10,000 naira. I know that you need up to about 200,000, but just go. I will send some, and see what you do. This money will not be enough. Your father will say, what did you say? The other character will never understand what this person is doing aside. That is just the law. What did you say? But the audience mustn't. Even if you whisper, the audience must hear. If you're watching movie, you must hear what the person said. But this person will never hear. And we are going to kill that man. Are you people with me? They say, yes, Igwe. He says, straight and as I'm committed the sacred. Then one person said, but my king, this man said he's a man of one God. We don't know the God. He said he is serving one God. He's not the God we serve. You have to kill him. Then two people say, the king wants to do me. I won't. Yes, we will not take part. The Igwe will say, what are the two of you saying there? That is it. But the audience, you must know what they're saying. So aside is meant for the audience, not for other characters. You see, aside gives birth to dramatic irony as well. As in, it makes the audience know better than some characters in the story. That's the idea. So aside is a technique used when one or more characters detach themselves from other characters just to say or do what some characters will not understand. That is it. We have Sesura. You see this one? Sesura. See, Sesura is a poetic device. It's a poetic tool. It's a poetic term. Sesura is a poetic device used when there is a deliberate pause in the process of reciting a poem. You know, the poet tries to do the poem in a way that as you are reading, you must have to pause a little. Who sat and watched my infant head when sleeping on my cradle bed and tears of sweet affection shed? My mother. When pain and sickness made me cry, who did I little pause before the second stanza is Sesura. You know, there are times that they will come in between the lines as well. But the main point is that any pause in the process of reciting a poem or going through a work of poetry is called Sesura. Yes. And we have meter. If you are doing poetry, meter is known for what? We use meter to decode or to decide the number of feet in a line of poetry. Meter is used to decide or to know the number of feet in a line of poetry. Meter also helps us to determine the length of lines, just like what foot does. Foot helps us to determine the length of lines. We don't count words in poetry. we count the feet. You see it, we use foot. 1 foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet. That's what we use to identify lines. But when it comes to meter, the meter helps us to know the number of feet in a poem. How? 1 foot. 1 foot is, for instance, this is iambic foot. Let me see. Okay, done. Okay. For instance, this is iambic foot. Okay. Return. Iambic foot has non-stressed syllable followed by stressed syllable. That's iambic. If we have this one, I think I've seen, when I read this poem, otherwise, the dining table. In stanza 2, it says, the table, then line 2 of it, that gathers us tonight. Line 3 is an island where gorillas walk the land, where crocodiles surf. That line 1, the table. You see it, the table. That one has amphibrach foot. It has 3 syllables, only 1 line. That one is called monometer. So when you talk about meter, this is iambic. If we have 2 of these, it will become 2 iambic feet. If you have 3, it will become 3. If you have 4, so if you have 1, it's called iambic monometer. So you use meter to count the number of feet in a poem. Then if you have 1 foot in a line, it is called monometer. If you have 2 feet in a line of poetry, diameter. If you have 3 feet in a line of poetry, triameter. If you have 4 feet in a line of poetry, tetrameter. If you have 5 feet in a line of poetry, pentameter. That's where sonnet came. Sonnet is a poem of 14 iambic pentameter lines. If you have 6 feet in a line of poetry, hexameter. If you have 7 feet in a line of poetry, heptameter. If you have 8 feet in a line of poetry, octameter. If you have 9 feet in a line of poetry, we have nonameter. Then 10 feet in a line of poetry, decameter. Yes, if you've done primary school, you should know your polygons. You know, that's where we get some of those talk. You have your octagon, nonagon, decagon, all those guns, you know. So that is it. Now, the next time you see meter, it's not meter to calculate light, but meter determine the number of feet in the line of poetry. So it can be iambic pentameter. Iambic monometer is 1 iambic foot in the line. Iambic diameter, it can be spondiac monometer, spondiac diameter. Spondiac foot has 2 long syllables. So 2 of it, spondiac diameter. It can be trochaic. Trochaic foot, that is stress syllable followed by unstressed. Example is money, money. This trochaic foot, the man receives this stress. Anytime you are pronouncing a noun of 2 syllables, the first syllable, which is the left, receives the stress. It's not doctor, no way, it's doctor. This is a noun. The first stress, the first syllable receives stress, and that makes it trochaic foot, up and down. But if it's a verb of 2 syllables, that is iambic, the second syllable receives the stress. Something like annoy. Don't annoy me. Not annoy. It is the annoy that receives the stress, the second syllable. So that is how it works. Then you look at what genre is another word for class. Another word for class. You see, in literature, we have genres of literature. That means the classes of literary works. The classes of literature. Genre is like class, where you use to group things. You see, it's biology, I use this word to differentiate literature and English. I think those are the 2 basic studies that use this thing. Yes, arguably, so to say. But literature, we see it. If you don't say the branches of literature, which is correct, but you call it the genres of literature, it's the same thing we're trying to say. It's our own term, in case it's a literary term. So we have 3 genres of literature, talking about drama, prose, and poetry. Every other thing in literature enters inside of them. If you like, say, no, what about dancing inside? Dancing enters into drama because you are performing before an audience, so it has become drama. What about singing? It has entered. Check it where it can be a poetry, it can be a form of poetry. Most of the song, if you look at the lyrics, they write them like so. Singing, the shape of both poetry and drama together. You see it, many things like that. Every other thing can be incorporated into the 3 genres of literature. So, man that did this first, he has done a very good job, not to give us trouble, to spread it into many parts. All right. If these are the genres of literature, then what is drama? I like drama so much. Drama, you know. Drama is The impersonation. You must impersonate. You must impersonate. Number is impersonation, imitation, and presentation of other people's character on stage for the audience. Impersonation, imitation, and presentation. You have to impersonate, you have to imitate, and present. Look at movies all over the world. Okay, thank God for, oh, I like white men. I like Americans. Americans discovered that, or the whites discovered that not everybody can read right. Not everybody can read. Not everybody can read the Bible. Not everybody can read. And what do? They have to convert things in the Bible into movies. You see it? So that you can see the death of Christ. So that you can see many things. That's where you get Passion of Christ, King of Kings, Jesus of Nazareth. I watch the Savior. I've seen 4 of them. I've seen 4 of those kind of things. Passion of Christ, King of Kings, Jesus of Nazareth, and the Savior. What is the Savior? And the actor that did Jesus Christ. His name is Ibrahim Anafin. He's in the Middle East. Very good actor. He look like that picture we are seeing. And the whites are so smart now that if you want to think of my Savior Jesus Christ, you'll be seeing those celebrities that have done that job. You know? And it's a good way to be at all. That's what happened when I went to teach. Teaching my students Macbeth. We saw Macbeth killing with blood. He's going to wash his hand. And as he's walking like Jesus Christ when he was sharing bread and fish in that field with his long gown. Macbeth walked my gown with his long hair like this. He says, this man look like Jesus. I say, you see Jesus once? This man is a celebrity. He's a Hollywood actor. His name is John Finch. He had the King of Kings. Maybe that's the one you watch. Passion of Christ is not John Finch that did Passion of Christ. It's not John Finch that did Savior. See? I said, don't worry, I'll shock tomorrow. The next day, we were watching them together, teaching them. I went home, I brought King of Kings, the CD. I said, now let's listen. I'll slot the DVD in. I started watching. And they put starring John Finch. They put many things. They didn't put acting. I said, so let's keep watching. And they enjoyed Jesus Christ. And I got them. And they put cats. And they put John Finch. Jesus Christ. I had to pause. I said, see now. John Finch acted Jesus Christ. Then Macbeth put it the end John Finch. Jesus Christ. So it's just an actor. The white men look at this. How can we spread this? Let's do that. I cannot read. See that something has happened. And they acted. Now, John Finch, I was made to understand that the first person that acted that film, Jesus' film, that actually traveled to Israel. I stayed with the Jews. They lived there 7 years. So I can understand their ways of life. I work like that character. So I can behave like him. He can know how to speak some of their languages. And before they came back and they shot the film. You see the process. That means you must impersonate these people. You must let him behave like them. Then you act. That's why I see some big filmmakers after acting. You ask, is this like footage of him? It looks like as if it's not movie. It's real. I watched one film many years ago, of which I showed them some years ago out there. I was watching this film. I missed out. I was watching that year. I said, no, this is not film. This is live footage. So real. What happened until I saw one of my finest actors? And this is crazy. People are very good filmmakers. They take time. To give someone the script, they can take like 1 year before they act the film. They can take 6 months to learn scripts. You see, watch movies by a woman is pregnant in the film. And the story started when she just became pregnant. And according to the story, and they're watching, they have to do audition. We need pregnant people. And they say, we need so more. If you come months, we don't need not by 2 months. And they're shooting the movie. That's natural. They don't wear anything, you know. And they shot the film till the woman became till the woman put to bed according to the story. That's the story. They have to take them, count them, and she'll be living a life normal. See? So sometimes people take their time to tell stories. So drama is not what you joke with. Drama is on people's life. Because so acting this thing, you are turning lights around. So acting these people are trying to behave like what you are doing. So you should be very careful. Don't fake reality. That's why you don't need to be in Hawaii doing a play. That's what you are seeing today, for my sake. These days, we give an actor script. Today, one actor can act 4 movies, which is not normal. It's not normal. You give them scripts. Today, let it do. As they are going through the script, the phone will ring. Hello, send my role to my phone. Send it on WhatsApp. Let me see what I'll be playing. Be doing it. Okay. The time I brought an actor to my location to shoot. See what they will do. Sit down. Okay, am I shooting now? Yes, sir. I'll say, hello, my script. Like this. This is nonsense. It's not supposed to be like, you don't need all this thing. You need to eat the script. You need to digest it. You need to be that character. You don't need this again. That's why some films, as they're acting, they're watching camera. They look at the director to remind them what they forgot. They're doing like this. You know, they're looking at the prompter. They prepare them. The corrector like this. So I'm Mr. James. I think I will see you later. I'll call you. They've shown them something. Because too much of it, they forget that the script said I'll see you later. That's the problem. You see, too much of work. You see, and they'll be acting. Yes, I'm at the location, I'm shooting. And no problem. I just before they come to the location, just send me the address, I'll call. Because of money. But if you see some good filmmakers, they'll give you one script for the next 6 months. They'll carry you, put in the hotel, put in the camp, every day they'll be doing rehearsal. They will pay you for that thing first. You are not up to the thing. You don't have the right to go to any other location. They will give you everything. They will be teaching you every day. And that's when you see within them that it's not me, you know. I try to blend myself into the I just have to. Those are the type of people that of interview. But the ones that they give them speak today, they will shoot you tomorrow. They have plenty of them. I don't mention names, but they know themselves if they can watch my video later. They know what I'm saying. It's not good. Abusing drama. Drama is a kind of lifetime. Putting people's life at stake. This person did not rush inside to live life. Now they want to put it in front of you. Why are you rushing it? Why don't you take it easy? If you want Jesus, you think Jesus Christ from heaven. That's creativity. You think it's true. You think it's real. You just, how did they do this now? You know, how did they do it now? They tell you as one to the question. You think it's like, but for the God, it's if they finish after I watch Passion of Christ, I saw the making. If they watch it and normal fine fine men, with them use and come and the costume, they'll give their sack clothes down here, do setting, do everything, even like it happen. That's the creative. If you watch it, you'll be happy. That's why some films can never die. The more the day brings, the more the film gets better. But there are some, they shoot them to, they give them 2 weeks. After streaming the life on, after streaming on YouTube, after 2 weeks, the film's dead. Nobody remembers again because of bad job, you know. How the director say, oh, God, after the director return it. That is not a good idea. It doesn't make sense. If you understand drama, not it. What big filmmaker, the only thing they just care about is give a picture. Want to make an award, that's good one. But some don't care. I just shoot, let's go. Some they will take time. Some of our big films, some of our big some big musicians, musicalists. If you see how they are shooting video, they like to do film. Some of these are learning. So they need to learn this, they need to do places to learn. You know, if class people do a video for you, like watching music. Now these guys can take from money to get one picture, only one. Only one to put more than 15 cameras. I want to shoot only one person. One say, no, I don't like that. Hey, put that camera. No, this one, this way. Okay, no. Let's start again. It's so good. And if you watch their job, they are dummy. It's also moving. With at least one of the best picture quality, for the best sound, for the best. They say, oh, for this, why is my house not doing that? No, don't ask Google. Why they call my name? Why are you rushing to do everything now? So that's just that. Drama is impersonation, imitation, and presentation of what people on stage for the audience. The drama must involve action. Action. You must act it out. Drama is a word called drama. Drama means to do, to act. You just act like that. Even if it's part of the acting, there will be action involved. And there must be an audience involved. That's how we have to find elements of drama. If you take anyone out of this fight, you spoil the drama. There will be no drama. If you take one out of 5, we have the right. The right is one that has written the story. If you take away the play, no drama. You say, no, sir, what if just that you're telling the play? Somebody must bring the play first. Somebody must first bring a story. You don't joke with the playwright. You're not the same playwright. You don't joke with the characters. Somebody must stand to act. Somebody must try to live life of those people in the play. Somebody must sacrifice himself. So I want to play this role. So the actors are very important people as well. It's very important. The actors, because these people now, these ones put inside, they are not acting drama. Their life is this is their world. They are not acting drama. The characters are not people acting. It's the Jideko Sopos, the Funkakidelis, the what do you call it, the Nkemo Wos. Those are the actors as we assume the life of these people. You see? Those are the people that should be very careful. Not these ones have lived and not like the Jesus Christ in there as if this one life. But you want to come and act, so be very careful. Do what these people are inside this book. Because we have perfection here. We have perfection here. So if you want to act as Lakule Baruka, do it well so that the God of this book will be proud of you. As in, I can sit down and watch and say, wow, I'm making my work make sense. But if you don't do it well, we won't arrest you. Who gave you the right to spoil this one? Who gave you the right? Did you see my permission when you perform my play on stage? But the people will not call you from it. They will be like, this is good, this is good, I like this. They'll call you, come, can you play some lessons? I love the way you change the life of this world. That's how it works. So don't be in a hurry to achieve some of this greatness. So now, talk about the playwrights, the actors of the talent. You need them. You need to call them. You need to bring them in. You need to talk to them. So I want to shoot this movie. I want to do this. Let's celebrate this and that. They will come. Without them, they will not be playing. Number 2, without the actors, they will not play. Number 3 is costume. Without costume, no drama. Whether you like this or not, without costume, no drama. Without costume, no drama. Forget church drama. For church drama, they go to some of our churches. If I see drama, which type of film is this? You want to act a doctor, you go to the church. Just cover one thing on top. Your fake trousers, your fake this and those your fake situation. So this nonsense. Any phone to cover and they put your assist is everything. You know? Take your time, do it right. You see it. Don't like drama. So now, costumes are very important because the people inside this book don't need costume. That's their life they're living. You want to behave like them, just like them. And if you dress like them, still talking about King of Kings, Passion of Christ. You won't know that it's acting. It they need to get that. You take the picture, put in your house as the Jesus Christ because they acted well. As well, they didn't do it, we not put that picture there. You don't even put it. And thank God is answering based on that picture because they are seeing that you are getting innocent. If not, we shout at you, come, you know this. But you put your life so that you know. If not, you know, it's not because I think they are doing things with getting my son. So I definitely not making heaven, you know. Because some thing now, they are not doing their job. But you don't understand some of these actors. Some of them are really Christians, some of them they are bad people, some of them take hard drugs too, you don't know. Just after that struggle, they should make sense. Because they try to mind. If you look at the bets, that John Fish, you know that this one are just it's an actor. Because he did the film well, every dead guy. Watch my bet, he's nobody. I will leave you to this. Watch him in King of Kings. He said, my savior, pray for me. Say, I can do it. This is switching, that's how it's supposed to be. So you don't joke with actors, you don't joke with the players, you don't joke with the costume, you don't joke with the stage. Stage is a platform on the platform. The world of play is a stage. You must have a place to stand. What if they act on a plane? The plane is the stage at that time. What if they act inside swimming pool? This swimming pool is the stage. You cannot act a play without acting somewhere. Someone act on air, and they have tree on air, they have to act there. There must be space to stand on. What you don't understand, but space to stand on. So the stage is very important, number 4. Very, very important. The stage is the world of the play. The natural stage, the audience, another important factor. No dance, no drama. It is these people that will judge the drama. But whether that drama is good or bad. This is that the character did not try. Like how you kill that person. I don't like this. I don't like the costume. The filmmaker, the producer, and the director, they pray to have audience for improvements. They pray to have people that watch their films so they can get better. So that at the end they will need feedback from you. You tell them, I didn't this person see how it was. When the mother died, supposed to sing. Why did she just remain mute? Then the director will tell you, oh, it's not really right. Because also the filmmaking, so that's really so yes, a very important factor. And if there are no audience before they are, anything that they are shooting, doing film, doing camera to shoot, no audience, people are writing, they are the audience. They will see come later to watch what is happening. They are the one to judge. This man is very good. I don't like that. So that's the guy. So that is about that one. Now, keep moving on. Turning off little by little. Poetry. Poetry is fine. I told you before, poetry is better. But now, poetry has its own definition. Poetry can be defined as words blended with imageries and symbols. Words blended with imageries and symbols. And presented in lines and stanzas. Words blended with imageries and symbols and presented in lines and stanzas. These are words blended with imageries and symbols and presented in lines and stanzas. Yes, poetry are words blended with imageries and symbols and presented in lines and stanzas. Okay, what am I to say? There's no poem, there are poems without images. You need to think deeper than you can think if you want to appreciate any poem. Because hardly will you see anything that is written on the surface. How do you see a worship poem? Look at all these examples I've given from poetry. They're not binary, but the symbols, all of them have things they symbolize. All the poets, the poet is the man that makes poem. The poem is the word that's been made. The act of making a poem is called poetry or poesy. Now, if you look at that, if your poem is not condensed, then you have not done poetry. Poetry is condensed, it's thick, it's not ordinary. So we need to talk about now. Let's just go for now. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been wonderful. It's a wonderful class. Teaching literature in English by Omajuwa. This is so amazing. I commend the students who for taking time to participate in this session. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful day, it's been a wonderful moment, it's been a wonderful class so far. Right now, we're on break. Because Omajuwa will be having some rest and we'll come back soon to continue from rest. So ladies and gentlemen, it's been a wonderful moment. It's been a wonderful class, I said. Analyzing always. Big shout out to everyone that have been supporting, and big shout out to all our students, to all our stakeholders that have been part of this class. I say big shout out to our amazing supervisor, Princess Mission AK, Human Capital Development, Maurice Local Government. She was part of the class earlier today, ladies and gentlemen. Other stakeholders that are also part of the class. Big shout out to our pastor that was also part of the class. Big shout out to everybody. And also our amazing chairman has been the biggest supporter for this project, ladies and gentlemen. Our executive chairman, Maurice Local Government, Honorable Wayne Isaac. God bless you, sir. You have always been a supporter, and God bless you for being part of this World Global Records. Come to the ladies and gentlemen. Right about now, the moment, Omajuwa has covered 168 hours. 168 hours. We have more to go. Ladies and gentlemen. We're on break right now. We'll come back. We'll continue from where we stop. If you're online, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook, kindly comment, like, and invite your friends to join the class. If you're a WAEC student, JAM students, whether you are A-level classes that are lovers of literature, inform them, share the links with them, let them join the class. So to also learn one or two. And if you have been part of this class, whether you're online, you can drop your questions in the comment section. Our admin will be able to attend to that. Thank you very much. We'll be back soon.